The Orville Season 2 is coming out on DVD. So, let's look back at the series that involves my most popular videos on YouTube, because my other videos don't usually get past 20 views. These ones get more. So, hey, let's be popular. Look back at the series, or at least this season, because I didn't review the first season. And it's a shame that this show isn't released on high def. It doesn't have a Blu-ray release. Both this first season and the second season are only released on DVD. I guess Fox doesn't want to release them in Blu-ray, at least in America, because I think Lethal Weapon was also only on Blu-ray on DVD. So Fox shows, I don't really watch any of this show from Fox. Don't think they get Blu-rays, maybe, or maybe they think that it's no point in putting it in high def, because if you want to watch it in high def, you can watch it from our streaming service or something like that. Who knows, but DVDs are good enough for me. So let's take a look back at the episodes. Episode 1, Bortus had to pee. This one kept in the faith of the last season with the, it's a spoof trick, it's comedy, it's light, and, it's all about Bortus needing to pee. It's kind of forgettable of an episode. But you got more of the you got more buildup of the Moclan species. Bortus wants porn, another Moclan-centric episode. Or at least a character. Where Bortus got addicted to porn. I remember thinking this was a funny episode, and I enjoyed laughing at it. Don't remember much else about this episode, except for the porn plot. I don't remember the other ones. Alara's goodbye. We finally get to see another species that's not the Moclans expand, and it was to say goodbye to a character. Alara left. The actress left to do movies or something, but the character left because of health issues and because she wanted to be reunited with her family. I remember thinking that I loved her dream sequence, how it was shot, thinking it was very well done, and that I thought it was funny that the Doctor from Star Trek Enterprise interacted with the Doctor from Voyager. Episode 4, it's revealed that Ed's girlfriend, who was slightly in the last 3 episodes, like a minor side character, is revealed to be a Krill and a spy, a mole, whatever you want to call him. And while going on a vacation, they get hit and they go down to a planet and they need to help each other to survive. Or trust each other. And Ed returns her to her people instead of, throwing her in prison because she was a spy. From this image, I don't remember anything about this episode. Oh, yeah, this was the one about Kelly's birthday, wasn't it? It was Kelly and Bortus' birthday, and those dumbasses who worship the stars. I hated those characters. And when she was introduced, it made me imagine those characters, or imagine be more related with her, because, she has a horrible temper, and so do I. How she would have, threatened to bomb him. I would not be a good officer in Union, and I can admit that. Episode 6, Isaac's dating. You get to see the actor inside the puppet, which I liked seeing that. I kind of wish they continued to do that kind of stuff, but because I do love Isaac's puppet and all that, but it was nice to see the actor and something new. And you also got to see Norm in human form in this episode. It was a nice, human discovering, or a robot discovering human emotions type episode. But sadly, in a couple episodes, it was kind of killed this ever happening again. Episode 7, another Moclan episode. That takes 3 now for this count of this season, with a Moclan who is actually heterosexual, likes to member the opposite sex, being put to death for it, because he came out to Tala, and then he faked his death, and since she thought he was dead already, she just said what happened, and then everybody knew she outed him after she thought he was dead, and it turned out he wasn't dead, he's faking his death, and this is when everybody started hating Clyde, and really hating him. Identity Part 1, Episode 8. This is when we finally got to see the Kalon planet and how they operate and everything. More build-up of another species that wasn't the Moclans. Or Alara or Tala's parent species. I don't know their species names. And this was a two-parter that everybody loved. It was action-packed and sci-fi and well-paced and everything. And hell, I even clipped the two together to make a little movie. Or a one-shot, so I could just watch it myself at one time. Episode 10, you get to have a Gordon-centric episode where you get to see his friend from the Academy days, and he is a tortured soul who was imprisoned by the Krill because, well, he was originally imprisoned because he was working on a Union colony, and that colony was destroyed, and his wife and daughter were killed, and he went nuts, like most people who are not AWOL, or POWs, when they are finally released, there is a bit of psychosis into them. And, that's why some of them are watched for psychologists. Some of them get over it, and some of them can't get over it. He could not. The Bortus and Weed. I don't remember anything about this episode except for that, apparently. Because I'm blanking on this episode completely. About, not weed, cigarettes, that he gets addicted to them, and so does his husband. After saying that and pressing pause, put the car in gear, I remembered what this episode actually is about. This episode was another Gordon-centric episode after the last one, and he falls in love with the girl from the cell phone with the hologram, kind of like a holodeck love, but it was an actual girl. And no, this is real love because she was real, and that's everything about the phone, everything about the program was built by her. And if you change the program to make her love you because she falls back in love with her boyfriend, then it's just another program game that you made. Another Mockless episode. This one was about the female Moclans. There was more than just the one, and it occurs more often than we were told, than the government says. And it's just another episode about the Moclans. When thinking back on it, it's like the fifth one this season. You kind of don't really care about this race anymore. They're almost like humans. It's just like, there's too many of them. They're too common. I mean, I get world building and everything, but they really should have stretched them out more for like season 3. Like, have the porn, and because that first season it was just the female child. This season it was the peeing, the porn. Now the female colony. I mean, spread it out a little. Then the two-parter for the season finale was if you could change time, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way. No, you wouldn't change it because then you screw everything up, because Kelly changed it. And she screwed everything up and made a horror version, or their dark universe version of their series where, the Kalon won. And they destroying the universe and killing every life form that's not computers like them. Another well-done two-parter, with the first episode being more of a, oh, that's interesting. I have to wonder what that's going to lead to something next. And then the second parter actually being the second part, because they didn't say it was a part 1 in the opening credits or something like Identity did. Because these ones are both named two differently. Even though it is a two-parter, and then the second episode comes along, and they did address it. People are finding parallels, so like Voyager episodes and that kind of stuff with these things. I still found it enjoyable and entertaining. Overall, I liked the season. I mean, there are some episodes that were kind of just there; they existed. But then there are other episodes which were great, and you loved watching them, and you'll want to watch over and over again. It really comes down to a matter of taste. Did you really enjoy certain episodes? Are you ever going to want to watch the series again? I mean, there's all the reasons for wanting to own the show, because the Fox app with Disney Plus, I mean, this show might get put over there, might get put on Hulu, but then you're paying $3.99 a month instead of just paying $10, because you're only watching this. It's cheaper just to buy this, because usually TV series they start out at $20 and then they go down to $10. It's like right now you can get the first season for $10. Well, $10.99, but still. And they don't really do any special features of these things. They do like maybe one or two behind the scenes stuff. But no bloopers, no interviews, just very bare bones. Here's the episodes. Kind of like a Warner Archives, if you know anything about them. How it's just, here's the movie, here's the thing you wanted to watch, nothing extra. No commentary, no trailers, no anything. Here is the episodes. You know, that works, because, hey, or at least we're getting them, because some shows aren't even released, like the series Frequency from the CW that was on for one season, but it didn't get a release anywhere. The series Chaos from CBS never got a release anywhere. So at least this show is getting a physical release, and, hey, beggars can't be choosers. Will you be picking the Orville up on season 2, or did you record them all off TV? Are you a pirate and you don't support physical media or anything? Or are you digital and you've already bought them because once they air on TV, you can buy them digitally. But also, digital, I don't do, because you don't own that. You just have the right to stream it. If, let's say, let's say you bought them off Vudu, and one day in the future they lose the rights to the show, or to have the show on their service, you no longer have it. If the show gets put back on their service, you'll have it, like Fantastic Four was removed from the service when the Fant 4 stick was coming out, and you couldn't watch Fantastic Four or Rise of the Silver Surfer even if you already owned them, unless you had downloaded it. And once they were put back on the service, once Fant 4 stick failed miserably and Fox just put them back on quietly, with no fanfare or anything, then you could watch them again. You have to rebuy them, but, you know, that's still your thing that you own that you can't watch. So that's my thoughts that's a little thought on digital. I've done other videos about digital on this. I like season 2 better than season 1. Season 1 was more humorous and more of a, like, parody of Star Trek, like Galaxy Quest-ish type thing, but not like celebrities that know it's fake, or celebrities from our time being put on the space. These people live in this reality. And this one was more of, okay, actual human beings being put in Star Trek scenarios with, how would you feel about this? How would you feel about this scenario? How you would handle that scenario as a regular person, not some high military grade special forces person, which all the people from the academies and from the Union or the Academy of Star Trek, you get trained, you're all super smart. The Union, you can have dumbasses who don't really know anything, who just have like high school diplomas. It's like, I could never join Starfleet Academy. I am a moron. I don't know anything about that science stuff and math and all that. But the Union, you don't have to. You could just be a regular person. It's just, hey, the Union needs janitors too. Or security. You don't need to know all that stuff, you're just going to be buff. But in Starfleet, even if you are security, you better know quantum physics as well. Which I can understand that. You know, you're dealing with the ship. If you're the last person on the ship, you might want to be able to figure it out if the computers are down. So, you know, there's drawbacks to both scenarios, but this one is more, I don't know, human. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Star Trek and Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and Voyager and Enterprise, and I even like the movies. But Orville seems more, well, real. Star Trek is more of a, or at least Gene Roddenberry's original vision was more utopian, more what we could become. The Orville is what we are and what we probably will be. So, comment down below, like, dislike, and hey, have a good one.